Hello and welcome back to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Vauxhall Royale. Welcome back, and if you are into car brochures, please do subscribe. I'm sure there'll be something for you. So today's brochure, the Vauxhall Royale. Now, this particular car was known by many different names, but basically it was an Opel. But Opel wasn't really a popular name or a well-known name in the UK at the time, so it got a Vauxhall badge. In reality, it was an Opel Senator A, which was basically a lengthened version of an Opel Rekord E. It was also known by different names. It was also known in some parts of the world as the Chevrolet Senator and even known as the Daewoo Imperial. Now, this particular brochure today is showing the four-door saloon, but it's also showing the two-door hatch as well. So let's have a look at this launch brochure. This is from '78 when it was launched. So let's see some of the images and some of the topics that we can see in this brochure. So there we have it, the Royale, and very unusually titled at the top there. Very occasionally a great new car is launched, and it was a big car, wasn't it? So let's open this particular brochure up. It has got some lengthy text, and like I say, two models, the Royal and the Royal Coupe. I said it was a two-door hatch at the start, but what it is, it's a two-door coupe, isn't it? Not really a two-door hatch. But anyway, let's open this brochure still further, and we've got some really large images of the Royale. A big, boxy four-door saloon by UK standards, really there to compete against big cars like the Granada. If you notice, wipers were really starting to come into the fray, late 70s, early 80s. That seems to be the thing to show it as being a luxury vehicle for whatever reason. And like I say, we've also got the Royal Coupe, which would of course later on be known as the Opel Monza. Now of course the Vauxhall Royale itself also, as it went through the generations, changed its name. It was only ever known as the Vauxhall Royale until '83, and then it became the Vauxhall Senator. Let's open this brochure still further and see what else we can see. Like I say, it's a confusing time for Vauxhall at this time, isn't it? You know, they've got this mixed range of Vauxhalls and Opels, some of them badged Opels, and obviously later on badged Opels as Opel became a more popular name, because really this is more Opel than it really is Vauxhall. Some nice little images at the bottom, so let's zoom in on these and see what we can see. So we've got these big halogen headlamps for a widespread, powerful beam that also fast, safe driving at night. And really this is what this car was all about. It was kind of like a motorway cruising type of car. Not a particularly well handling car, but a big, comfortable car with nice, comfortable seats in it. We've got extractor vents behind the saloon's third side windows, help change inside air 3 times a minute. The nice Royale badge, and it says the special rear lamp cluster lenses minimise confusing reflections in sunlight, giving brighter, clearer signals. We've got that headlamp wash wipe system fitted as standard, operates with the screen wash when the lights are on. And a deep boot will swallow nearly 14 cubic foot of luggage, which doesn't have to be moved to get at the spare. And then finally, the elegant door mounted mirrors are shaped to deflect dirty spray away from the side windows. And then look at that interior. Doesn't it look very 70s, but also very comfortable? Personally, I think this velour interior is a far more luxurious interior than leather. I'm not a big fan of leather, I must admit. But anyway, let's have a look at this text and we'll look at a few more of these little images. So it says here, this is the most luxurious apartment ever offered by Vauxhall. The rich, crease-resistant velour upholstery is colour-keyed with wall-to-wall deep pile carpet. Head restraints are fitted all round, and the sculptured rear seats have a folding centre armrest. There are armrests on all the doors too. Large, deep-sill tinted windows make the spacious interior light and airy, and they give everyone a commanding view out. The driver has never had it so good. The safety steering wheel can be tilted to the ideal position, and the seat is adjustable for height as well as reach and brake. Most of the minor controls are within fingertip reach. The sliding steel sunroof, which can be tilted ajar to give added ventilation, is fitted as standard equipment. So are the electric windows, a central locking system, and the sophisticated heating and ventilation system with outlets in the rear compartment. With the optional air conditioning, a master control channel, acclimatise air through existing ducts. And then it's talking about overleaf, impressive fascia, ergonomic controls with clear view instruments. You know, your basic heater controls, etc. So very clear basic controls. Very sort of slab-sided type dashboard. Certainly dates it. This wood certainly dates it. I'm not sure if that's wood or is it real wood or just fake wood. I'm not sure at this time. But very basic, square. Of course, the Vauxhall badge. It looks a very dated interior, doesn't it? Particularly with it all being colour keyed inside. But it was what it was. Then it gives us a very wordy page with sort of like this X-ray view of the internals before we actually get to the Vauxhall Royal coupe. So we can see that sort of handy sort of hatch section. It is just the glass itself lifting up. It does look quite delicate and quite fragile, I must admit, but reasonably practical. Obviously we've got very high sills on it, being of that type of age group, but nevertheless it looks very nice, doesn't it? It's a nice coupe, large coupe design, and no doubt a nice motorway cruiser. It's saying here, functional beauty. The Royal Coupe, 5 inches shorter and 1 inch lower than the saloon. I think this is more based on the Opel Record E than the Senator, to be honest with you, because it is that much shorter. It says it's a versatile 4-seater that's more than just a pretty shape. The wind-cheating fast profile roofline sweeps down to a discreet built-in spoiler with the bold round-the-corner lamp cluster. A body side moulding that guards the double-skinned metallic paint against car park door knocks emphasises the lower waistline and links the deep front and rear wraparound bumpers. As on the saloon, the number plates are neatly integrated between protected heavy-duty overriders. Unlike many coupes, the Royale has a framed door windows using big area lip seals on the outer edges to minimise road noise. The front hinged rear side window can be locked ajar with over-centre catches, and air extraction grills are built in the centre pillars. Gas-filled struts lift and support the frame-mounted glass tailgate, which rises on retractable cords the rear half of the hinged luggage cover tonneau for easy access. For awkward loads, the tonneau can be removed altogether and the rear seat backrests folded forward to create a flat luggage deck almost 6 foot long. The spare wheel is tucked out under the carpeted floor. Both versions of the Royale will carry up to 10.5 cubic weight and can tow a caravan weighing up to 33.5 cubic weight. Again, we get some nice interior shots. You can see that colour coded interior, whether you get that brown, have you got that blue or the red interior. I don't know which one you prefer. I think I'm leaning towards the blue personally. And as we turn the page, we get some nice images of the Royal Coupe, again with this wiping system and this practical hatch. Again, like on the saloon, we get this sort of X-ray view of the inside. Before coming to this page, which actually opens up to show an even larger image of the Vauxhall Royal Coupe in this metallic blue colour, together with the saloon. And then finally we get to some sort of dimension screen with this. It almost looks like you can actually feel the fabric, but it is just a 3D effect, showing the different colours of interiors you can get: blue, beige or red. We will just have a quick look at some of these specifications though. So on the specifications, so what we've got under the bonnet, well, it's a 2.8 litre engine, a 2784cc. It's talking out here about a 3-speed auto transmission that you could have. I would imagine that's quite a well, the problem with 3-speed automatics basically is, you end up with a very revving engine because you need another gear really. So I don't know how relaxing on that motorway it would have been for a car that was really designed to run on the motorway. I'm not sure. You may have been able to get a manual gearbox on this as well, but it doesn't seem to mention it. Oh yes, a 4-speed all synchromesh gearbox you could have as well. So lots of specifications there. I'm not going to go into great detail about all these specifications, but of course if you do want to pause this video if you are particularly interested in these figures. We do then get to the miles per gallon figures. So a constant 56, use gain around about 30 miles per gallon. Obviously more miles per gallon on the coupe. It was a little bit shorter and probably a little bit more aerodynamic as well. And then when we turn to the back page, there is a date code on there, October 78, and this is actually printed in West Germany, or what was known as Western Germany, of course, because that's where the cars were built. Like I said, this is more Opel than Vauxhall. So there we go, the Vauxhall Royale, a car that kind of like eventually became the Vauxhall Senator, and of course the coupe becoming the Monza, and of course the Opel name became more mainstream as Vauxhall mainly became Vauxhall Opel, and then we got things like the Opel Manta, etc. What do you think about the Vauxhall Royale? To be honest with you, I don't remember it that well. There can't be too many on the roads now, but I'm sure a few of you can remember it, maybe had a ride on it, maybe had some family member owned it. I'm sure rust was the thing that finally killed them off, although I don't think they sold in huge numbers. Thank you so much for watching today. There'll be many more episodes to come, so please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you very soon. Take care and goodbye.